Jeroen, it's really nice to see you here in Berlin in person. It's so nice to be able to see people in person again after COVID.
Yes. And I'm really happy to be here as well. There's so much going on in the tax world today. There are lots of legislation coming out from the European side, the international side, Pillar 2. It's really difficult, hard for me even to keep track of things. So being here at a conference like this, sharing knowledge, sharing information with my colleagues, that's a great thing, and I'm happy to be here, really.
And so you're a partner in the Dutch firm, Jeroen. Tell me, what do you do?
So I've been a partner and in the Dutch firm for a very long time, and I've seen various parts of the practice. 20 years ago, I started in the global compliance management service practice. We started that up together with colleagues international. And 5 years ago, I moved back in the international tax practice, particularly focused on US clients. I've lived in the US, I've lived in Australia, by the way, so a lot of international background, but the US has always been my country for tax advice. So what I'm doing in the practice is I advise US multinationals coming to Europe, coming to the Netherlands, and advise them on how to structure their investments and things like that.
Nice. Well, just a great part of the practice to be in, because it's dealing with many different cultures, cross-border issues and whatnot. And speaking of all those things, we're here at KPMG's European Tax Conference in Berlin. And I know you've been here for the duration. What are your takeaways, or what's your sense of the conference so far?
Well, first of all, I thought the conference is about geopolitics, and it's not so much tax related, but then when you look at it from a tax director point of view, these things are important as well. It's just not what I would call the hardcore tax. It's also risk management.
Yes.
It's to do with those things. So I really like it. I like that approach. So I've been in some of the sessions. I enjoyed it very much. It's the more holistic view on tax and how it impacts tax departments. So that's a great topic in this summit, and
And I thought it was interesting just how tax is almost now a geopolitical issue in and of itself. Just shows how things change. And so, Jeroen, when you are talking to clients here at the end, what are the things you're talking to them the most about?
The most about is, of course, the Pillar 2. How it impacts whether the clients already are preparing for Pillar 2, data management for Pillar 2. But the other piece is legal entity reduction. There have been times where companies were incorporated all over the place. There are also times to get rid of companies and to reduce the number of entities. That's not easy. There are always issues, tax issues, other issues with it. So, but still, it's a very important piece of work. It reduces costs. So that's the major other piece of work issue I'm talking about with the client. So Pillar 2, by the way, the European Commission just announced BFIT. It's European Common Consolidated Taxation. It's not so much a topic yet because it's all just came out, but there will be the next topic to talk about. Europe has always been very fragmented about losses in one country and profits in another country. So this is the opportunity for US companies to have this consolidated European taxation. I hope it's going to make it. It's still, we're talking about it for 20 plus years. Maybe this time it's a go ahead, but things like that.
Well, it's interesting, Jeroen, right? Like 20 years ago, who really was talking about a global minimum tax? And look at where we are today. So time will tell for sure, but certainly your points on getting rid of legal entities, that's an above the line cost to be eliminated. So there's a real economic benefit in doing that. So I'm not at all surprised you're talking to clients about that. Well, it's nice to catch up with you here in Berlin, Jeroen, and I look forward to catching up with you again at our next conference, maybe in the US.
Absolutely, likewise. Happy to come to the US. Otherwise, in Europe, I heard Paris was one of the candidates next year, or we don't know yet, but I'll be there.
Sounds good. Okay, thank you, Jeroen.
Thank you.